Now, it's very important, of course, to know about the marital status of the woman. Are they married or not? So that we know how to deal with this woman. Now, the next thing we want to talk about is the obstetric history. Of course, because we are dealing with pregnancy. And obstetric history is divided into two parts. Number one, we are going to term it as a present pregnancy. And the present pregnancy, we are going to ask questions such as the first day of their last monthly period. We are going to ask the woman about if she experiences any quickening. Quickening, of course, that's early movements of the fetus in the uterus. And as we are asking these questions, we are also going to detect changes, early changes in pregnancy, because in pregnancy there's going to be changes. For example, the breasts are going to become high, they are going to become big, they are going to grow. The fetus, of course, is going to stretch, thereby stretching the uterus to grow. And then the next thing that we are going to do is that we are going to ask a woman about their menstrual bleedings. Are they heavy or are they too low? Or do they still experience any menstrual bleeding? If the menses are very heavy, ask them, what type of blood do you pass? In what type of fluids do you pass? Again, there are so many questions that we are going to ask our woman on our first menses, on our present pregnancy, but due to time, we are going to study that on our books, on other things. The next one, we are going to talk about the previous pregnancy. The history of previous pregnancy, that's under obstetric history. We have talked about the present pregnancy. Now we are going to talk about the previous pregnancy. Of course, in here you can also ask you can also ask about the morning sicknesses. Do they experience morning sicknesses? Because women, when they are pregnant, they can experience morning sicknesses. So it is very important also to note that point. In our previous pregnancy, it is important to ask the woman about their last pregnancies. How many pregnancies did they have? And as well as that, it is important to ask a woman, did they have any complications during their previous pregnancies? And if they were there, what kind of complications did they have? So it is also important to note that. So of course we find out about any complications, if there were any complications. I'm going to remove this so that I create space. Of course, we are still on obstetric history, but on previous pregnancy. Also, under previous pregnancy, we are going to find out if the woman had any abortions. If they had any abortions, why did they abort? So that's our obstetric history. You also need to find out if at all they had any complications during their last pregnancies. And the last thing we want to talk about now is medical and surgical history. That's our number 3. So we tend to find out if the woman had any family diseases, for example, diabetes, hypertension, asthma, such diseases run in families. So under our medical examination history taking, we are going to ask the woman, in your family, did you have anyone who had this type of diseases? For example, hypertension, asthma, diabetes mellitus. All these things tend to run in families. So we ask the woman if they are told there is anyone else in their families or in their background who had such kind of complications. On surgical history, we are going to ask the woman, did you have any accidents? For example, the accidents involving the pelvic, the abdomen here. Or did you have any operations, especially the operations concerning the abdomen here in the pelvis, in the lower abdominal cavity? Because as we are doing that, we are trying to see how we can help this woman. That's under surgical. So, having talked about this, we can also ask the woman about personal history. Now we ask the woman if at all she has ever had any kind of complications, for example, anemia, diabetes, hypertension, all those things. We ask the woman if she has ever suffered from any type of diseases. And we also ask the woman, is she on any medication or not? Has she ever taken any medication or not? Does she have any allergies to any medications? If she does, what kind of medication does she has allergies to?